Do you think that an attack like this does it? I know that it requires it requires resources, but does it require significant personnel? Does it take a lot of people to do as well?
Theoretically, a single individual with a botnet could attack something like X, but that seems so much less likely considering that maybe 10 years ago, when, back during the anonymous era, for people who don't know, this is 15 years ago, 16 years ago, with 4chan, you had, whenever someone posts, it just says anonymous because their names don't show. And they started sharing in this app that was called the Low Orbit Ion Cannon. And all it did was on your computer, if you typed in an IP address and clicked go, it would repeatedly hit that IP address with a request. What ended up happening was if you get 10,000 people to download the app and click go, you've created a distributed denial of service attack. You will shut down that server because it can't handle all of those requests. For something like X, which handles what we call the fire hose, you have to have like billions of requests hitting it all at once. So this doesn't seem like a single individual could infect that many computers or control a botnet large enough to go after X. The back end of X, formerly Twitter, where every human on the platform, 350 million, however many, are constantly just posting. We call it the fire hose. The stream of data coming in is insane. It's insane. Look at you follow, 500 people. Look how fast it goes. Mm-hmm. Now put 330 million and it's traveling the speed of light. You can't read. It's impossible. Now, understand X can handle that level of not just requests to the servers, but back and forth exchanges of information. So we're talking about way more sophisticated than just a ping. You're going to need 10 to 30 billion pings to shut down X. That is not a single actor or a small
who has access to a quantum computer, right? That was the beginning of this year. They're talking about quantum computers really taking off.
Quantum computer is substantially different and probably wouldn't have anything to do with this.
You don't think it could help crack some code to get in to the back end?
There's no cracking a code for a DDoS.
Yeah, if I understand.
Okay. And nobody's got a quantum computer in their garage.
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. It could be a state.
But quantum computers don't work the way you think they do. Quantum computers are like an entirely different system. Mm-hmm. It's computers using bits. Quantum computers use qubits. Quantum computers, I don't know, interface directly with traditional computers.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
I think it's possible.
But it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So quantum computers in this regard doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
A distributed denial of service is, imagine there's a small door and I have a handful of oversized novelty germs and I'm trying to jam them all through at the same time and they're all blocking each other. That's effectively what a DDoS is. Actually, maybe I can get a picture of this. Let's see, oversized germs door. To give you an example of, here we go, perfect. I have an image to describe what a DDoS is perfectly. Here you go. Wait, why isn't it dragging over? There we go. That's a DDoS. Let's zoom in. This is a small door and a handful of oversized novelty germs all trying to get through at the exact same time. They can't. A quantum computer has nothing to do with that. So
That's how Mr. Burns was sick in The Simpsons.
Actually, it's how he wasn't sick.
Okay.
If you remember, even the slightest breeze could invincible. But anyway, I digress. So now think about how big Twitter's door is, X's door is. You would need it can handle tens of millions of requests back and forth every second. How did they shut it down? That's state level. Now, I don't think Ukraine would just do it with their calling card saying we did. But here's the thing: even if they did, who's going to believe it? If you're a cyber team in Ukraine, you'd be sitting there being like, we could launch directly from our territory, because even if Elon comes out and says it was us, no one will believe it's true, and that's exactly what's happening right now. So we don't know. It could be Ukraine. It could be anybody else. A lot of people are saying it doesn't make any sense that it would be Ukraine. Why would they publish it was them? Then the same problem is because no one would believe it anyway. So someone's attacking X and someone's attacking Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a sense of who it is, other than the most likely people are people that he's irritated with Doge and with his discussions about Ukraine's war, and those are that's where the money would be to fund this sort of operation, if I understand correctly. I'm not particularly well informed on how a DDoS works or what kind of infrastructure is necessary, though. So
I'll give you a really good example. Imagine your 3 kids are going, Dad, 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 all at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I can't stop. One at a time. That's a DDoS.
Yeah, I mean, I get what it is. I'm saying I don't know how. Like, I don't know what kind of infrastructure you need. That's why I asked, what kind of infrastructure do you need to do it?
So again, a botnet could be as simple as someone makes a virus. The virus is then sent to 10 people, which tricks their computer into sending it to 10 people. After a few weeks, they have 15,000 computers are infected. They can then tell those computers to now send requests to insert website. 15,000 computers are all spamming, phil.com or whatever, and it can't handle the traffic, so it shuts down. That's a DDoS. Access is much too big for something a regular person could do. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.